Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time talking about Crossfire number 2. Ah, yes. You wait ages for a Blake 7 and then, well, 2 come along at once. Yes, we've had the 40th anniversary box set, which was marvellous, but now it's back to business as usual for the rest of the box set. 4 stories, all set at some point in Series 3 in a kind of sub-series. I mean, they're even listed as 4.5 to 4.8. So, box set 2, story number 1, listed as 4.5. Overly complicated, yes, I'll grant you. Tell you what, the first story in the box set, let's call it that. Funeral on Callion. It's remarkably clever. Here's the synopsis. Thurn Suron, ruler of Callion, is dead. Federation presidents, both old and new, attend the funeral, ostensibly to pay their respects, but whoever possesses the seal of Callion controls the vast Callion shipyards. The synopsis says it all. It's got the old president, played beautifully by Hugh Fraser, and the new president, President Servalan. Well, they're going to be sniping, they're going to be backbiting, they're going to be just being plain glorious with each other. Into this steps, well, our Blake 7 crew. Now with Avon firmly in charge. Like I said, a glorious story, a nice introduction to a great box set. Who is going to get control of the shipyards? An independent planet within the Federation producing huge spaceships. Both sides need them so that they can fight each other. And of course, if you could strike a blow against both sides, well, that's just going to be great. So that is ostensibly the first story. But it's with the second story, Shock Troops by Kevin Scott, that there really is potential for a spin-off. Bear with me. Here's the synopsis. As the war between the presidents escalates, new recruits are urgently required. Dana gains first-hand experience of what life can be like as a Federation trooper, as she confronts insurgent forces on a frontier world. I don't want to give away spoilers for this story, but as the spoilers don't exist till at least halfway, perhaps even 3/4 of the way through the story itself has to be strong, and it is. It's so strong, in fact, that we're seeing the Federation from the Federation's point of view. Imagine a series of Star Wars films from the Empire's point of view. And that could be great spin-off. Not only is it well thought out and well structured, but here we've got a great bit of characterization. These aren't just grunts, these aren't just people in masks shooting other people, falling over dead. No, these are great characters. So if ever Big Finish wanted to do a spin-off of all new people but set firmly in a universe like this, just call it Feds, and it'll all be alright. Seriously, this is a great gem of a tale in a particularly good box set. Bringing us up to story number 3. Erebus, by Paul Darrow. Yes, Paul Darrow. I've only just found this out. You couldn't tell that it wasn't written by one of the Big Finish regulars. The Liberator is lured to the planet Erebus. There, the former Federation president is colluding with an old acquaintance of Avon's who is eager for a union. It makes sense that this is the story written by Paul Darrow, because it is indeed Avon-centric. It's Avon-centric in the sense of it's about the woman who caught Avon. A potential past love, yes, I'll grant you that, but someone who's capable of building something just as good as Aurak. I don't want to give away any more spoilers than that. Suffice to say, it's a stonking great tale. Which brings us to perhaps the most complicated and the most elegant of the four. Scapegoat by Stephen Lyons. On the Federation world of Astra, the former president is hatching a plan to discredit his successor and turn the tide of the war in his favour. The unwilling pawns in his scheme are the crew of the Liberator. Just who is going to suffer? Let's face it, these people are terrorists. They're not everyone's favourite cup of tea. Yes, there will be, well, let's put it this way, there will be people who still think and will always think that they are terrorists because they are against the rule of the law. Everyday life, you kind of think, oh yeah, that's right, that's wrong, whatever. But then when people start blowing things up and taking responsibility, or at least being blamed, then you can be polarised. There are cynical worldviews in Blake 7 and always have been, and this crystallises those into one glorious tale. I think that the actual idea of Crossfire has more than a potential for 3 individual box sets because, let's face it, they're just stories hung loosely around this ongoing theme. 12 stories of the old president versus the new president, and we will know who's going to win because we've seen Series D. Well, I can still live with it, and I'll hate to lose Hugh Fraser. So, a great box set, of course. More Blake 7 like this, please. And with that, I'll play you the trailer and let you listen to them all. So until next time, be seeing you.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions. Blake 7, Crossfire, Part 2. Information. Federation Security Services report further victories in Sector 5.
Hooray for the Federation. It doesn't look like Servalan's backing down.
Did you honestly think she would?
Welcome to Kalion, Madam President.
So this is Kalion Castle. I expected something more grand.
Dana, you need to be careful.
Put the knife down. I'm on your side. I'm not a trooper. Not really.
You wear their uniform.
It's a long story. I'm with the rebellion.
Borax cracked a code?
It would seem so.
We must tell the others.
Why?
Well, they need to know what you're up to.
What am I up to?
You're taking us to Erebus.
Many of us have heard the name Rog Blake, a convicted moral deviant responsible for the worst terrorist outrages of the second calendar. Blake is dead now, but the radical group he formed remains at large in a stolen experimental spaceship.
Your name, for the camera.
It's Villa Restel. And you are...
Did Rog Blake send you?
Big Finish. We love stories. Confirmed.
2018 brings with it 3 brilliant conventions, all held at the Derby Quad. ShadowCon 2. The UFO convention will be on June the 30th, 2018. Hooverville, the best little Doctor Who convention in the world, is on Saturday the 1st of September, while Big Finish Day is on the 3rd of November 2018. All tickets are available from the Derby Quad website. That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.